Sight Reading Studio, formerly called Sight Reading Builder, is MakeMusic's new updated sight reading tool for performers, students, and educators. Sight Reading Studio makes it easy to generate unlimited sight reading examples based on a wide variety of parameters. You can even practice your generated pieces and receive real-time feedback as you play along. Generating unlimited music is more than just cycling through a random combination of notes. What makes Sight Reading Studio truly unique is how tuneful the music is. Whether you're creating an exercise for a single instrument or an entire ensemble, you can be sure that the music will look and sound great. Let's look at the interface and go through the unlimited possibilities. If you are a MakeMusic Cloud subscriber, you will notice the new Sight Reading Studio icon in the menu where Sight Reading Builder used to be. Click on it to open the new Sight Reading Studio interface. You should notice a new look. You are asked to start a new template or upload one. If you already created some sight reading content, you will also see a list of your 5 most recently accessed templates. Let's start by clicking on Start a New Template. A new set of choices rolls in from the right. The options are from a list of all instruments, from a predefined ensemble, and a new feature from one of your classes. Clicking on From a List of Instruments gives you a new choice that rolls in from the right. Selecting the name of each instrument gives you a new list of instruments to choose from. You can select just one, or you can build a unique score based on the instruments you choose. When you are satisfied with your choices, click Next. If this is not what you were looking for, click the Back button. I'm choosing to return to my original options so I can show you predefined ensemble choices. Clicking on From a Predefined Ensemble presents a new list of choices, offering ensemble templates by ensemble type. Clicking on the ensemble name will give you a new list of ensembles within each type, such as band, chamber groups, choir, jazz, and orchestra. Clicking on one of the templates immediately presents you with a blank score. If this is what you want, click Next to proceed. I'm going to click back to show you the new option from one of my classes. This new feature allows you to choose any of your active classes in MakeMusic Cloud and build sight reading templates based upon your enrollment. When I select my band class, Sight Reading Studio reflects the primary instruments of the students enrolled in that class and will generate a sight reading template for only those instruments. When I click Next, I am given the option to remove or add instruments to my template. Notice when I selected flute, it removed that instrument. To add flute back, click on flute again. When you are ready to start creating a sight reading template, click Next. Here we are presented with a list of difficulty presets, 1 being the easiest and 10 the most difficult. Let's try preset 2. As you can see, we have options. I can zoom in or out, hear the exercise played, or click on the sight reading symbol to practice with this template. Select the counterclockwise arrows to generate a new exercise from this template's settings. Further to the right, I can mute the sound and I can initiate a metronome click. Let's click Next to see the settings this preset has selected for us. I now see all the musical parameters for preset 2. I can accept these or change them to fit my needs. Once you modify these criteria, this is considered a custom sight reading template. On this panel, you are looking at time signatures and rhythmic patterns only. You can add rhythmic patterns from the other preset levels by scrolling down and seeing the additional preset levels. After clicking Next, you can now select key signatures and view the ranges of your instruments. One more click of the Next button and you can confirm tempos and how long you wish the generated exercises to be. At any point, you can click back to change previous settings. By clicking Done, your template is created. Now you can make further changes, save it to your account, practice with it, assign it to students, or share it with others. You can also click on the three dots icon to create a new template, open a saved or shared template, or download this template to distribute to others. At this step, if you are going to assign to students, it is important to understand the difference between a template and an exercise. A template is a file containing a group of settings that are used to generate an exercise. An exercise is a file that contains one specific result generated by a template. If a template is assigned, when students load or retry the assignment, it will generate a new exercise based upon the settings you chose. If this is an exercise, this will be the only example of sight reading the students will be interfacing with. Before we do any of that, notice at the top of the application several menus have appeared. Under Instruments, you can add or remove instruments in your template or modify several specific instrument options. You can review instrument ranges and alter them to fit your students' needs. The next menu includes time signatures, rhythmic patterns, tempo and duration, and other rhythm options. Time signatures allows you to select many of the most common time signatures or create custom time signatures for more complex exercises. Further down, you can tell Sight Reading Studio to use only one time signature in each exercise, or change time signatures and specify how often to do so. Rhythmic patterns is one of the most powerful features in Sight Reading Studio. Here, you have many options including all the predefined patterns, organized by which difficulty preset they normally first appear in. You may edit their weighting, which affects how often they will be used in a sight reading exercise. Using the filter presented at the top of this category will help you select the patterns needed. Finally, if a pattern you want to use doesn't appear in the list, you can create a new one by clicking the plus symbol. Selecting tempo and duration offers the same controls presented when you were first creating your template. Selecting other rhythm options gives you a list of specific rhythmic properties, including frequency of ties in a measure and between measures. Take time to read and understand each one. Remember, Sight Reading Studio was designed to give you fine-tuned control over the exercises that are generated. Selecting the pitch menu will bring you to key signature selection, where you can include all the possible key signatures you desire in the potential sight reading exercises. Further down in this window, you can control minor keys and specify how often within an exercise to change the key. Selecting intervals and scale degrees again puts before you a powerful amount of control over the generated content. You can choose what intervals can occur, how to approach each interval, and how many consecutive intervals of a given type can occur. You can even specify which scale degrees within the key can be used. The expression menu gives you options for adding articulations, ornaments, dynamics, and slurs. The final menu, musicality, will soon provide you with even more options for making your sight reading exercises sound more like real music than ever before. If you choose to practice your template, or if you shared or assigned it, you will be brought to the Practice app with the playback and record controls, where a new exercise is generated every time based on your template settings. You are reminded you have 45 seconds to review the next exercise. Once you click I am ready, you'll hear a piano tonicization of the key, followed by your study time. Once your study time is finished, the count-off begins and you begin performing the sight reading you were given. Once you have completed the sight reading, you will then be asked to select Done or go for a new exercise. Selecting Go for a New Exercise will generate a new exercise based upon the settings you chose for your template. Sight Reading Studio will provide you with endless opportunities to improve music reading skills.